I'm sorry, we really cannot. I want to be fair to all our panelists and give them 2 minutes each for closing. We're going in the reverse order that we did from the beginning. And we'll begin with Ms. Kobayashi, then Mr. Aquino, then Dr. Brividoris, and then Mr. Hamayasu. So thank you, and Ms. Kobayashi.
Thank you. First of all, it surprises me that only one council member was against BRT. I was very strongly against BRT. I even had a press conference on it with several other legislators from our district. We were all against BRT, and it just surprises me that he was the only one, because I was out there always opposing BRT. And for a bus fixed guideway system, no drivers are needed either, and you can link 3 cars together. And the required capacity, the administration keeps saying that the council voted on the required capacity, and I could find no vote to that matter where 300 people had to be moved at one time, and a bus fixed guideway system could easily do that. And as far as the spending by Parsons Brinkerhoff, the scope of the contract, the amounts were given. So I'm looking for also, if that is true, then how much was allotted for the DEIS, so that the council will then know how much we should spend when the DEIS is prepared. It should be less than 10 million, way less than $10 million. So once again, I must end by pleading, let's find a system that fits our city and fits our pocketbook. That should be very easy to do when there are alternatives out there. We just have to look at them. We cannot close our minds and just say rail. And that was said very early on, and it just surprises me and disappoints me. All these scoping meetings were held, all the public meetings, and all the time it had to be rail. And I don't think that's fair to the public, and they are the ones paying. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Aquino?
Okay, I was just saying that when I first came onto the council, Ms. Kobayashi wasn't on the council, and I was holding a lonely fight against this thing called PRT. But anyway, I just want to tell you, from my heart, I've looked at this for many years. At least 30 years I've looked into this. I've been all over the world. I've talked to the experts on this thing. We need something. We need something. If you look at the population that's projected for the next 20 years, and it won't stop there. It won't stop there. I mean, we have enough land developable out there for the next 50 years. Okay. Now, my aide takes an hour and a half from Eva to commute to town on an average. Okay. You double the number of cars, what do you think will happen? I've looked at this thing inside and out. I've looked at rail systems all over the world. We picked Vancouver because that's the perfect model. Doesn't matter what it is in a foreign country or not, but the concept is good. Grade, separated, fully automated. I mean, that's what's going to get us to where we want. That's what's going to limit our costs. Okay? You cannot be short-sighted. Okay, I mean, a lot of communities are short-sighted and they provide light rail, the stuff on the ground. That stuff's no good. Okay? Because if it's on the ground, there will eventually be some kind of conflict with existing traffic. And that's what slows down the system. That's what limits the capacity. When I'm talking about a grade separated, fully automated mass transit system. And if we can get to that point, we can move hundreds of thousands of people at a very reasonable and efficient cost. That is not, if you talk about an elevated hot lane and you're going to add double the bus fleet, you are going to be subsidizing the cost of that operation by double of what it is today. Minimum, another $125 million. And that's annually. Every year you're going to pay that. So I hope you listen to me. I just honestly and sincerely believe in all my experience that this is the only way to go.
Thank you. Dr. Brividoris?
Thank you very much, and thank you for the opportunity to be here today. It was a very informative panel. And I hope, in addition to us here and our viewers at a level, that the mayor also is watching or he will see this, because I would like to remind him that the Council on Environmental Quality regulations require an environmental impact statement to objectively and rigorously examine all reasonable alternatives. They should include alternatives that are even outside of the jurisdiction of the DTS or the FTA. Therefore, Mr. Mayor, please conduct an EIS that includes exclusive busways and hot lanes. In summary, I would like to make 4 points. Traffic congestion with rail is going to be far worse than it is today, according to the city's own calculations. Rail transit will cost several $billion and will not reduce congestion. Rail transit is not a done deal, and it shouldn't be a done deal. And there are far better and less expensive alternatives, and I encourage all of you from time to time to be looking at HonoluluTraffic.com so that you can get a reasonable second view to what is going on. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And Mr. Yasu?
Thank you very much. Thank you for Lee and then the attendees that here to give us a chance to battle that out and who's telling what side of the story. I'm glad that we have this chance, and then I hope that at least I was able to get you some doubt and cast a doubt in your mind that oh, maybe there's other side. And then I'll be happy to come to your meetings and explain to you. Whenever you say you hear something that's too good to be true, please check with us, and then we'll give you your other side of the story. But what motivates me to come here Saturday and spending this time and everything else is that my great-grandfather came here first, and my kids grew up here, born and raised here. And so there's a good chance that Hamayasu is going to be here for a while. So this is just as I'm trying to do all what I'm asked to do in my job, but it's also personal. I would like to leave this place, as Mayor always says, and I fully agree, I want to leave this place better than how we found it. And the one chance we have to do things right is to get something best for the money. Now, there was a lot of talk today about I was pushing for BRT. That's true. I was a project manager for that. But please remember that at that time, there was no dedicated tax. That was the best we could do with the money we had. So we always said that. The rail is great, but we just cannot afford it. Today, we have the system that with our calculation, I can tell you with a confidence, we can afford to build it and we can afford to maintain it. In fact, it's cheaper than all our system. Thank you.
Thank you.